With Brock Height, we're excited to bring you some great action tonight. Brock, what are you looking forward in the lightweights?
We have our main event and co-main event back-to-back right in the middle of the card. 139 pounds. You get Pearson Manville, returning state champion, taking on Colin Rath of Bethlehem Catholic. Rath took this bout 3-1 in the Escape the Rock finals.
And then the second half of the night, we're going to get into our upper weights. What match are you looking for there, Brock?
Right there, right back-to-back, 145 pounds, undefeated Colin Guy of Quakertown taking on two-time returning state champion Mac Church. It's going to be strength versus strength. As Church is going to attack the legs, he's going right into Guy's wheelhouse. He's going to defend and look for a counter takedown.
All right, we're getting the mats cleared off. Just finished up our parade of champions. Really looking forward to our first bout coming up here shortly. And here we go on the Giant Center mat. We've got our 107-pound AAA final, Luke Sirianni from Abington Heights. He's a senior, 43-3 on the year, taking on Keanu Dillard from Bethlehem Catholic, who's in on the shot right off the whistle, 23-0 on the season, undefeated as a freshman, up against the senior here tonight.
Sirianni, two-time state medalist. He's been 6th and 7th at the championships, making his first final 132-26 in his career.
And Dillard trying to come out the back door. Sirianni doing a good job of hanging on the ankle. It's a tough call there right away for Sirianni. He was doing a good job of keeping that leg pasted to his chest, but referee awarded the 2. Dillard takes advantage of it and goes up 2-0 to start the match.
Going to see the tape on Dillard's hand. Missed the early part of the season with an injury. Just been phenomenal since he hit the lineup. 23-0 in his career, ranked number 2 in the country behind Christian Castillo of Valiant Prep in Arizona.
And now it's Dillard riding high with that figure 4. Good hip pressure. So he looks for a turn on top. So we're halfway through the first period.
This was your Northeast Regional final. It was a major decision in favor of Dillard, 8-0. See what kind of adjustments Sirianni can make, see if he can tighten that gap, maybe steal one late.
And this will be the first of 3 Bethlehem Catholic wrestlers that we're going to see tonight. Bethlehem Catholic, first place in the team race with 120 points. Nazareth in second with 92.5. Rounding out the top 5 is Waynesburg in 3rd, State College in 4th, Quakertown in 5th. Check out all those team scores, Flow Arena. You got all your stuff that you need right there. And there's a stall call underneath on Sirianni. Dillard's got that leg up in the air. Really hard for Sirianni to be able to build his base or really try to improve his position. As we end the first period with a 2-0 lead for Dillard. So we'll start the second with Dillard underneath. Sirianni is going to go optional start. Dillard gets the escape. Goes up 3-0. Fires off a shot on the low leg. Sirianni able to kick away from the armpit. Tried to turn it into his own points, but unable to do so, but nonetheless defends the shot from Dillard. Coaches from Abington Heights just encouraging Sirianni to you be the attacker. They want him to get his offense going. He's got inside ties. He drives Dillard back off the mat, and the referee says, got to stay on the mat, so hits him with a stall call for backing out of the circle.
En route to this championship final, Sirianni picked up a major decision over Brody Bishop of Hickory in the first round. Knocked off Tanner Mazenko, your Southwest Regional champion, 4-3 in the quarterfinals. And knocked off Kobe Martinelli of Penridge, 10-5 in the semifinals.
You see that snapping action. Dillard does a really nice job hand fighting. Oftentimes you don't see that from underclassmen, but like we mentioned, this isn't a normal underclassman. Keanu Dillard, very top, one of the top freshmen in the country, top wrestlers in the country. It happens to be a freshman as we go out of bounds. with 53 seconds left in the second period.
We saw it last year with Nathan Desmond at 106 pounds. Bonused his way through the weight class. Thought Dillard might be in position to do the same. He picked up a 14-4 major decision, then 11-4 decision over Curtis Nelson of Ridley. 8-2 in the semi.
Yeah, Dillard did a nice job of chasing around behind. No control yet, though. There he settles in on the takedown. So increases his lead to 5 with 30 seconds to go. Has his leg wrapped around the body, grabbing his own foot to kind of reinforce that position. We get a potentially dangerous call. So we'll get a restart with 21 seconds on the clock.
The 8-2 semifinal over Santino Sloboda of Butler. Sloboda came out and got the opening takedown. You were on that mat. Take us through that semifinal and how Dillard dealt with being behind early in the match.
Yeah, I mean, Dillard always likes to keep his cool. I mean, when you got those kind of skills, it's a little bit easier to keep your cool when you got, you got the point scoring potential that Dillard has. Said, not a typical freshman, knows how to keep his cool in those situations and ended up with the win. So we'll end the second. Dillard in complete control of the match so far with a 5-point lead. Sirianni's choice and decides to go neutral. See what he can do from that position to try to put some points on the board. Good hard snap by Dillard. This is the time, and Sirianni obviously needs to score points, but he's going to get himself out of position. Dillard's got really good short offense, and he can turn that shot into points of his own.
Always like to highlight guys going to the next level, using the sport to help their education. Look, Sirianni committed to the United States Military Academy. He'll be headed to West Point.
So we've got some stoppage time here. I think Dillard had a little bit of blood, and Sirianni was injured. You can't have simultaneous things going on, though, but on the clock, we see that over there on the in-house scoreboard. We have an injury time clicking. And for a while, their blood time is going also, but gonna check Sirianni out, make sure he's good. Like we're going to be ready to return to action. Official checks with the coach and says, let's cut that blood time. So 42 seconds left of injury time, on Sirianni. Tries to get a shot off Dillard. Comes back in with a shot of his own. Able to get the takedown. The 2 points makes it 7-0. Throws a boot in right away, and he's going to go to work on top. Back to that figure 4, high on the leg. Some people were expecting maybe a little bit closer of a team race than what we ended up seeing here this weekend. Nazareth again in second place, but some people were, I think Bethlehem Catholic the obvious favorite, but Nazareth able to keep it a little bit close with 92 team points, 30 behind Bethlehem Catholic, as Dillard in complete control of the match.
It's a tough situation underneath. Whenever that figure 4 leg ride's keeping the left knee off the mat, not a whole lot you can do.
No, and I would say the onus is really on the top man in that position. You got to try to work there. I mean, bottom man has to try to move, but yeah, like you said, when your hips are pinned down to the mat, guys got high figure 4, not really a whole lot you can do from that position. Sirianni trying to roll, get something going. Dillard covers the hips. Looks like he's going to control it here for the last 10 seconds. He'll get the escape at the end to get on the board, but it's Keanu Dillard, the freshman for Bethlehem Catholic, undefeated freshman year, caps it off with a state title.
The freshman in AA went 1-3 in the championship finals. Adam Waters, your only victor there. Keanu Dillard, the only freshman in this set. He's your champion at 107. And he's going to be your 53rd freshman champion in the PIAA.
Jeff Karam, the head coach at Bethlehem Catholic, giving a hug, and there's Dillard with the go behind. No points yet. He's able to work through this position eventually here and pick up those 2 points for the takedown. This will head inside single with the foot sweep. And we'll go ahead and move on to 114 pounds. After this match, we will take a break and go to the medal stand, but got to get right on to 114 pounds. Pennsylvania State AAA final. Nathan Desmond, a sophomore, another Bethlehem Catholic kid coming in at 40-1. He's going to take on Carson Wagner, who's had himself a tournament. He's from Northampton, a senior, 33-10 on the season.
Carson Wagner, this will be his 4th PIAA medal. He's been 6th, 5th, 4th. Now he's looking for a title at 114 pounds, 115 and 38 in his career.
Desmond in on the leg. He's got the far arm. He's going to dump it, pop the head, and pick up the 2 points. So Nathan Desmond, first takedown. He goes to work on top, and he can put some points up when he's in the top position.
Nathan Desmond, 79-3 in his career, Northeast Regional champion. This was your District 11 and Northeast Regional final. The District final, a 9-1 major decision. The Regional final, an 8-1 decision, both in favor of Desmond.
Yeah, an all District 11 battle here at 114 pounds. Got a couple of those matchups tonight where you get guys in the same district. We'll get 2 District 7 guys at 127 and 2 District 7 guys up at 160. Desmond trying to work for some backs is Wagner. Kind of stuck underneath. Desmond pulling those shoulders back, trying to get less than a 45 to get some back points, but not able to do it in that position as Wagner able to get back to his belly. Wagner probably the talk of the semifinal round for AAA. Big win over Caden Williams in the semi. Desmond collecting some points. Wagner needed some last-minute heroics to take out the former state champion, Caden Williams from Township. Trailed late, was able to chin whip, got the takedown and back points to take the 7-5 win. So we'll end the first period with Desmond 4-0.
Nathan Desmond knows nothing but bonus points in the Giant Center. Last year, 17-6 major decision, 10-2 major decision, 16-0 technical fall, and a 15-5 major in the championship finals.
Desmond underneath, out quickly, gets his lead up to 5. Not only was Wagner's semifinal match a wild one and a tight one, also in the quarterfinals, took out Luke Willishaw from Greater Latrobe. Last minute takedown to win that match, 7-5 also. Desmond, fireman's carry. He's got the arm and the leg. He's gonna let go of the arm. Wagner does a nice job to defend the shot. We'll get a stalemate. Back up to our feet with 1:20 to go here in the second.
Thinking about how techniques, they go in cycles. Moves come and they're in vogue for a little bit. Kids like to do them. and then they go away. The fireman's carry really making a comeback. We saw Aaron Seidel in the 107-pound AA final use it, and Desmond all the time. Feet to back, outside carry, regular carry. And it takes away a lot of the scramble whenever you have different quadrants of the body. You're just going low ankle, and as I say that right on cue, Desmond gets a dump.
The other nice thing about that position is oftentimes you can find yourself in a spot to get some back points, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to get that full 5 count, so referee holding 3. He's got a lot of time on the clock. Wagner trying to bridge hard out of the position, but Desmond comes back, collects the arm a little bit tighter. And Wagner able to work hard, gets out of that bad spot for now. So we get a potentially dangerous stoppage. And Desmond up by 10.
What a start to the Bethlehem Catholic lineup. Keanu Dillard ranked number 2 in the country. Then you come with Nathan Desmond, number 3. Desmond sits behind Barry Jordan and Bo Bassett in the latest FloWrestling national rankings. Trying to get some blood on the shoulder.
So we're getting something adjusted over there at the scores table. Whatever that was is now been adjusted, and we're ready to get back to wrestling here with 10 seconds to go. Desmond gets set on top. Desmond goes side headlock to run the period out. That's what he'll do. So Desmond takes that 10-point lead into the third. Wagner's choice. Not a whole lot of good options when you trail by 10, but decides to go from his feet.
Got to put yourself in the best position to go feet, or to go to a near fall position.
Desmond, another takedown, making it look easy here tonight in the AAA finals at 114 pounds. Bethlehem Catholic so far looking good tonight. Dillard picked up the championship at 107, and now it's Nathan Desmond's turn to pick it up here at 114. Desmond firing off a shot, grabs both legs, popping out the back door. He's going to look to scoop the foot, get in a Turk situation here, push the knee off the head. I would assume. Can't quite get there. He's got to come the whole way out the back door now. We get a stalemate called. Back up to our feet with 38 seconds in the period. A lot of excitement earlier in the 114-pound AA final. Aiden Smith, late takedown to win it. Not so much drama here at 114 pounds on the AAA side. Nathan Desmond makes his first mistake of the finals. It's a caution.
Two state finals appearances, 2 major decisions for Nathan Desmond. And
that'll do it for Nathan Desmond. So 2 impressive wins by Bethlehem Catholic wrestlers. Just very workmanlike, getting the job done, putting points up on the board. And it's Nathan Desmond, the sophomore from Bethlehem Catholic, your state champion. And Desmond not done scoring points yet. Picked off another double leg takedown and got the points for it. Gave himself the points. Not only a great wrestler, also a potential official someday. So let's take a look at some of these highlights, though. There's catching that forearm by Desmond. Able to dump that, pick up the two, trying to settle in for the fall. Real close in this situation. Credit to Wagner for just battling through. Nobody wants to get pinned in the state finals. Tough wrestler like Desmond, you got to work hard getting off your back. Barely able to do it there. Another takedown, just icing it for Nathan Desmond. Again, great performance there from Nathan Desmond. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the medal stand at 107 pounds.
In fourth place from Butler, Santino Sloboda. In third place from Pembridge High School, Colby Martinelli. Your runner-up from Appleton Heights, Luke Seriani. And your 107-pound AAA champion, from Bethlehem Catholic High School, a 7-1 winner, Keanu Dillard.
107-pounders on the award stand. It's Curtis Nelson of Ridley in 8th place. Nicholas Salomon of Easton in 7th. Max Tansini of Perkiomen Valley in 6th. Braden Weaver Altoona was your 5th place finisher. Santino Sloboda of Butler was 4th. Colby Martinelli of Penridge was 3rd. Luke Sirianni of Abington Heights is your runner-up. And your titleist, freshman Keanu Dillard of Bethlehem Catholic. See Dillard taking that top stand. Probably not the first time you're going to see him standing above the field.
121-pound AAA state final, Cale Nasdio. He's from Williamsport, the senior, 35-5 on the year. Mason Ziegler from Quakertown, a junior, 45-4 on the season.
Mason Ziegler, a 7th place finisher in 2021. It's just a qualifier year ago. 117-14 in his career.
Ziegler taking the action early to Nasdio. Ziegler on the legs, trying to come out the back. Nasdio hanging on to the ankles. I believe he's got both of them right now. And he does, and we go out of bounds. No score.
Ziegler, your Southeast Regional Champion. Nasdio, your Northwest Regional Champion. He's 118-17 in his career. 2nd in 2021. He was a 6th place finisher a year ago. Both these guys committed. Nasdio headed to Penn State. Ziegler just a junior. He's committed to Lehigh.
Nice takedown by Nasdio. Gets the opening takedown, and there's that arm control that we were talking about in the last match. Is able to set up that takedown. So Ziegler's got to try to get his hands forward, and as I say that, Nasdio gets the bar, and quick stoppage there. You're running those bars, you got to keep that arm straight across the back. The referee must have saw that hand moving up towards the head and called a potentially dangerous situation there. Quakertown coaches thought Nasdio got a little bit quick of a start. Referee didn't see it that way as we continue to wrestle. 15 seconds remaining in the first period. The always important ride out after the takedown to end the period and not allow Ziegler to get any points. Nasdio back to that bar, and he's running that thing high up, and the referee stops it again.
And we had conversation earlier, potentially dangerous. The threshold has to go up as your competitors are at a higher level.
I was just thinking Spencer Lee would never turn anybody if he's getting potentially dangerous like that. But college level, different thing. We end the first period. Ziegler had choice, decided to defer. Nasdio gets set up underneath to start the second period. Ziegler able to slip the leg in on the right side. See if he can follow that with some hip pressure and get Nasdio on his stomach. But instead, it's Nasdio able to get Ziegler and it reverse him to get another 2 points and goes up 4-0.
Wrestling often a family affair here in Pennsylvania. See Dan Ziegler in the corner for Quakertown. Brian Nasdio for Williamsport. Nasdio, a 3-time PIAA qualifier. Dan Ziegler, a runner-up for Saucon Valley back in 1995 at 112 pounds.
And Nasdio has that bar that he was working in the first period. See if he can try to turn without getting the ref to stop it. So he's got to keep that arm straight across the back as he runs it. Under a minute to go in the second period. And there's potentially, that time it's real bad. Oh man, you can see it as right on the camera there. You can't have your fist up on the shoulder like that.
And it's a potentially dangerous call whenever it goes forward. If you put pressure on that axis, it becomes illegal.
Nasdio quick off the whistle, jamming Ziegler forward, putting his face down on the mat. He's got to watch his hands not to lock him in that situation. He's able to follow, drop down to the legs and get him out of bounds without giving up the escape with 30 seconds remaining in the second. Quakertown coaches on every single start. They want that caution called on Nasdio. They think he's jumping the whistle. It's frustrating when you're sitting there in the corner watching your guy get ridden out. You know what their potential is, usually score offensive points, but Ziegler can't get to his feet, gets a stall call. So a warning on Ziegler at the end of the second period for stalling, and we'll end there. It's going to be Ziegler's choice. Going to go neutral in the third. Mentioned Bethlehem Catholic with the team race lead and win. Quakertown currently in 5th place, trying to hold off West Allegheny. So tied with West Allegheny currently in the team race. Quakertown, I believe they brought 6 wrestlers here this weekend. 2 are going to be going home with a medal. Both of them we'll see in the championship finals, as later on we will see Colin Guy from Quakertown, the sophomore, at 145, and one of probably the marquee matchup of the night against Mac Church. Nasdio tries to get to the leg, gets stuck underneath. Ziegler has the front headlock. Nasdio clinging to both elbows. And looks like we're headed for a stalemate.
Great match tactics. You're tucked underneath, holding on the elbows. Not a whole lot of danger there. You got to watch the chin hand on the front head. Guy trailing by 4, you got to think cement job is in play. It's one of your go-to moves as you trail by 4 or 5 points.
Nasdio's coaches are telling him, watch out for that dump. Again, you just want to stay out of those positions where arms can get caught, different things like that, where you're going to get put on your back. The 4-point lead, obviously, you're in real good shape.
So looking at Quakertown's team position, they're tied with West Allegheny at 56 points. They both have 2 finalists. You mentioned Guy, and we have Ziegler here. West Allegheny has back-to-back. They have Ty Waters and Sean Taylor. I feel like both those guys for West Allegheny have a slight edge.
Nasdio has had a really nice tournament, not really tested at all in any of his matches, I would say. He's been putting up points. Closest match was a semifinal win over Marco Tassi from Warwick. Controlled that match 7-1. And he dances away here at the end. There it is, Cale Nasdio from Williamsport, the senior, finishes off his high school career with a state championship.
He is the 4th titleist for Williamsport High School, first since Matt Neenan in 1990 took home the 275-pound crown.
So he'll be headed to State College next year with a gold medal. I don't know if he'll take it with him, but he could if he wanted to, because he's won one here today. Pennsylvania state champion. So we'll take a look at Nasdio getting that dump. And again, we were just talking about that last match, about controlling that far arm. Able to get the takedown. Here, Ziegler getting a little bit high with the leg, a little sloppy. Nasdio turns it into points of his own for the reversal. So we'll go ahead and take a short break. We'll be back with the medalists at 114 pounds.
Finishing 3rd from McDowell, Logan Salah. And your state runner-up at 114 pounds from Northampton, Carson Wagner. And your PIAA AAA state champion at 115 pounds from Bethlehem Catholic, Nathan Desmond.
£114-pounders on the award stand. Connor Smith of Seneca Valley was 8th. Tyler Kapusta Franklin Regional was 7th. Chris Dennis Central Bucks West was 6th. Luke Willis Shell Greater Latrobe was 5th. Caden Williams Manheim Township was 4th. Logan Slott Erie McDowell 3rd place finisher. Carson Wagner of Northampton is your runner-up, and the champion taking the top of the podium, 2-time PIAA state champion Nathan Desmond of Bethlehem Catholic with a 12-1 major decision.
127-pound AAA final. Vinny Kilkeary from Greater Latrobe, the senior, 28-0 in the season. He's in on the attack right away, and this is what he does, puts points on the board. He is up against Andrew Binney, the junior from Cannon McMillan. It's an all District 7 finals matchup. Binney comes in with a record of 45-5 on the year, and he is going to have his hands full here with Kilkeary.
Kilkeary, always a fan favorite, moving forward, pressing the action. He is a 2-time PIAA state champion, 3rd as a sophomore, 130-12 in his career. Binney, 98-25. Qualifier in 2021, that was the COVID altered season. He was a super region qualifier, which is recognized as a state qualifier. They did wrestle in the Southwest Regional Championship.
And that was a nice double attempt there by Binney. He does a good job with that. He goes low double where he catches both ankles, and that's actually how he was able to take out Tahir Parkins from Nazareth, the talented sophomore, in the quarterfinal round. It's a tight match, 1-1, and Binney fired off lightning quick shot with about, I think it was 15 seconds to go in the third period to get that win, and that's what's been working for him this tournament. He's had a really nice tournament to get himself to the finals, but Kilkiri, obviously a stud. He's going to have his hands full.
Yeah, it was 10-4 a week ago in favor of Kilkiri.
Binney had another pretty close semifinal win over Seamus Mack from Hempfield, 6-4. Kilkiri has been mostly dominant, but he did have a battle there with Hayden Cunningham in the semis. 3-1 was the result of that one.
And that was one where Kilkiri was the one really pressing the action, going forward with the underhooks as he did right there with Binney.
Yeah, just kind of see that expression kind of on Binney's face, like, what do you want me to do here? You know, it's like, guy jacking up underhooks, I guess you can throw a headlock or something. But.
And Kilkiri is not one to be gun shy. If you go back to Sudden Victory final his freshman year over Jacob Van D. Picked up the fall in Sudden Victory after almost getting chin whipped at the buzzer.
So fierce period ends. Kilkiri 6-2. Never mind, the first period didn't end. There's 1 second on the clock. They went out of bounds. Got to make it official. And that ends the first period. Binney takes a look at his coaching staff. One of them wearing some sweet yellow pants. The blue jacket, that's quite an outfit over there.
I believe that is Brian Krenzlak, the head coach for Cannon McMillan.
I wonder if you get that suit when you get the job. If not, you should. Binney trying to get something going. I've been impressed with Binney this year. Got to see him at the PIAA tournament. Really impressed with the way he's wrestled. Obviously, kind of hard to see that when you're up against a guy like Kilkiri, but very good wrestler, really good hand fighter, does a nice job snapping the head. And the one thing I was noticing with his snaps, it's not just like a forward and back snap. He oftentimes, you know, he'll snap and then get the angle on guys, and that really sets up his head inside single.
And as a junior, really like to see that breakthrough tournament here. The signature win, the Tahir Parkins quarterfinal victory. Binney always been a guy known for gas tank, pressure, moving forward, attacking. Finally putting all those pieces together to, you know, not lose close matches at the very top level, but win them, pop double, he's right back in this match.
Yeah, and that's where you see that shot of his. It's short, compact, just like he is, and it's a quick finish. Oftentimes, I don't see him getting a lot of scrambles. Not saying he can't scramble well, but like the way he shoots and the way he attacks and his quick finishes, you really got to like that if you're a college coach. There's another double. Finish out of bounds, but start to see what kind of Binney is capable of here. Greater Latrobe coaches are saying, hey, why don't you take a couple more shots here, buddy? And Kilkiri to stay on the offense. 30 seconds to go in the second. I think that takedown and that almost takedown maybe has Kilkiri thinking a little bit. Nice little fake by Binney, that in and out action. He popped that elbow. I think he could have fired a shot from there. He's got 12 seconds left in the period. Cannon McMillan right now finds himself tied for 7th place in the team standings. Greater Latrobe behind them in 9th. Greater Latrobe can pass Cannon McMillan with a win here. So whistle on another mat. So neither wrestler will be charged with a caution. Kilkiri stays with Binney. Steps over for a Turk, but it's below the knee, so Binney's going to be able to slip that leg out. Taking a glance down there on map beside us to hear Parkins versus Aaron Cement. Cement lost an early round match, got upset, battled the whole way back. Now he's got a 4-1 lead over to here Parkins, who we mentioned Binney took out in the quarterfinal round. So Cement on his way to a third place medal.
We talked about the fireman's carry, dump, outside carry, making its comeback. So Kilkiri working a parry pick.
And good whizzer by Kilkiri at the last minute. That's a good call. There's no control there, but man, Binney is knocking on the door. And now Greater Latrobe coaches are a little bit more urgency in their voices, telling them, hey, you got to attack. You don't want Binney just firing off shots.
And with this underhook, that's where Kilkiri wants to be. If you're Binney, you want to stick with that outside double. But the parry pick, another thing, you've seen the comeback, and guys do lots of different things off of it, but that's the way they break the guy down. That's the way they lace a bar in. That's the way they throw a half, different things off the parry pick.
And Binney's got Kilkiri really reacting. All his fakes, Kilkiri's got hard reactions to him. If you're Binney, you got to stop faking. You got to start going. He's got 40 seconds to get 2 takedowns. And if I'm Kilkiri, I'm trying to milk this position right here. Snap down, bring him up. You don't want to stalemate. Make it look like you're trying to score. That's what his coaches want him to do, pull him back down again. Now you want to pull him back inbounds as he's got only 15 seconds to go. And we go out of bounds with a restart with 15 seconds. And Kilkiri, the 3-point lead. So Kilkiri comes out real strong. Binney, a couple attacks of his own, but Kilkiri, too much for the Kenneth McMillan Jr., and it's Vinny Kilkiri with another state championship.
We saw Jaden Pepe pick up his 3rd title on the AA side. Kilkiri joins the elite group here in AAA.
And Kilkiri going big here. Going big. I don't know what Tom Ryan thinks about this, though. I don't know. His potential big recruit. I like it. I've never seen that before. Let's do a backflip now.
And is there any fitting way? Kilkiri's been a fan favorite throughout his career. You see him interacting with his peers, and it's, you know, he's nothing but smiles.
I have no proof, but you know they practiced that. I want to know when. I want to know when that thing came about. So there's Kilkiri in on the attack, gets the takedown. There's Binney, though. That low-level attack, it's been working for him all tournament. Kilkiri ready for it, able to fight out of the position and come around and get 2 points of his own out of there. And there's Kilkiri just jacking up underhooks, very normal thing. And there's the high top of the cheerleader. So we'll be back shortly. 121-pound medalists.
In 4th place, Grady Jolly from Chartiers Valley. In 3rd place, Hunter Johnson from Mifflin County. Your runner-up out of Quakertown, Mason Ziegler. And your 20
We got our 121-pound place winners up on the award stand. We got in 8th place. It was James Garcia of Wilson, Ryan Klingsmith of Kiski area in 7th, Marco Tassi of Warwick in 6th, Dean Hauser of Daniel Boone in 5th, Brady Joling of Chartiers Valley was 4th, Hunter Johnson, Mifflin County was 3rd, Mason Ziegler, Quakertown is your runner-up, and the champion, Cale Nasdio, Williamsport, winner by decision score 4-0.
133-pound state final in the AAA class. We have Maddox Shaw. He's a sophomore from Thomas Jefferson. Record of 44-2 on the season. He is taking on Luke Simcox, a junior from Central Mountain, 41-4 on the year.
Both guys regional champions. Maddox Shaw, your Southwest regional champion. Luke Simcox, Northwest regional champion. Simcox has been 5th twice at the PIAA tournament, 105-15 in his career.
Shaw, nice knee pull single. Ends up taking it high. Simcox trying to cut back. Maddox drops down to the mat wisely. Now he's going to come back up again. Simcox again threatens the cut back. Maddox just showing really nice technique there for a sophomore, understanding those positions and knowing not what to do as Simcox rolls him through. See if Maddox can take that big step and step over and hook the feet. Simcox crossing his ankles, trying to stay tight, not allowing Shaw to step over. And this is where the college level, you can really use that neutral danger to help you finish shots like that, because when you expose the back, but here at the high school level, there is no neutral danger zone situation.
Maddox Shaw, 85-8 in his career. En route to this championship final, he picked up a fall in 35 seconds in the opening round, a 14-0 major decision over Demarest of Pocono Mountain East in the quarterfinals, and it was a 1-0 decision over Cale McIntyre of Bethlehem Catholic in the semifinals. The 3rd place finish a year ago for Maddox Shaw. Dropped his quarterfinal bout to Dalton Perry of Central Mountain. Actually, I believe that might have been a semifinal. It was a 3-1 decision for Perry. Perry wrestled up at 139. Him and Simcox had kind of flip-flop weight classes throughout the year. Settled with Simcox at 33, Perry at 39.
And Perry won't be wrestling in the state finals this year as a state champ as a freshman, but dropped that semifinal match this morning to Colin Rath from Bethlehem Catholic. So we'll see Pearson Manville and Rath in our next match. So got a good one here with Shaw and Simcox, still scoreless. So we're in the 2nd period. Central Mountain in the top 10 with team scores, tied for 8th currently with Cannon Mack at 50. Shaw was trying to work that crossface cradle, but runs out of real estate as Simcox gets back to the center and gets set.
Simcox, route to the championship finals. It was a 3-0 decision over Gunnar Myers of Wallenpaupack in the opening round. Then he took out Ethan Lieben, a returning finalist from Hempfield area, 2-1 in the quarterfinals. And he knocked off Anthony Ferraro, 2-0 in the semifinals, Ferraro of Pine Richland.
Yeah, and Maddox able to follow. Does a nice job as Simcox up to his feet. And there's a stall call on Shaw, not making an attempt to return. Again, you don't have to return him, as most people scream from the stands. You only have to attempt to return him, but he wasn't doing either. So got the stall call, and Simcox got the escape. So that's the worst case scenario for Top Man. You don't want to give up the stall and the point, but that's what happened. And Simcox takes the 1-0 lead.
I'm fairly certain it was McIntyre that stood up, and he was actually reaching back and grabbing the hamstrings. Most guys put their hands out in hip blocks so the guy can't turn the corner and lift. He was actually reaching the hamstrings, and hold Maddox Shaw. So he got called for stalling in the same position against McIntyre, and Coach Mike Gladdick for Thomas Jefferson was not thrilled with that call in the semifinal.
Yeah, and Shaw fires off that fireman's carry, but out of bounds, so 27 seconds left in the period. Again, I'm Tim Rice along with Brock Height. Excited to be here today. Had a great day of wrestling. AAA comes at you in the morning. That semifinal round, my favorite round of the whole tournament. Get that break, and then AA finals this afternoon. We saw some awesome action. Faith Christian taking that team title, having a couple state champs.
And in record fashion.
Yes. And actually, Adam Waters, freshman OW. First time they've had a freshman OW since Kerry Colat in 1989.
Colat victorious by fall over Tony Owens of Tyrone in that championship final.
And I just want you to know Brock did not look that up. That's just big brain. So Maddox in the scramble, they go out of bounds. 1:51 left in the third period. Maddox tries to come up. Simcox with a nice mat return. And Simcox is going to get Shane Sparks excited. He's doing some nice mat returns out here. Able to keep Shaw underneath. Simcox has the leg. So stalemate position. Coaches from Thomas Jefferson are trying to tell Shaw, come up slow, under control, try to hold the position. There's a caution on top man. That'll be his first. Remember, you do get 2 warnings before you give up a point. That's his first. Good follow by Simcox, but Shaw able to find a leg through that roll. Simcox hanging on to the ankle, draped over. Shaw now in good position, turned towards the legs, not the head, as he tries to scoot around. But Simcox, much better position now to hang on.
I like taking the ankle to the sky whenever Shaw had that collected. You always hear get height in the scramble. I hate that terminology, but guess what he needed to do there? Take that ankle to the sky.
So caution on Shaw this time. So both of them have one 1-point match for Simcox. And if you're Simcox here, the thing you got to just be aware of is you can't give up that reversal, especially with the time ticking down. He'll have no chance to be able to get the escape. So even though this is a great ride, he cannot relax even as the time gets shorter. Again, an escape just ties it. They can go to sudden victory, not match ending. Can't give up a reversal. Shaw grabs the head. Referee says they went out of bounds first. High school out of bounds, always a mystery. College, very clear. Any part inbounds is inbounds. High school, supposed to have 2 points inbounds. But it changes when there was a locked hands there momentarily. Simcox dropping down on the leg. You got to stop it quick, and he did. So there's the stall. And I like that quick stall call. Referee recognizing there's short time left, so 7 seconds for Shaw on the restart. Pops right up. Probably got to try to roll here. Unable to do so. And Luke Simcox rides him out for the win. Did not see that coming. Didn't think the match was going to go that way. Luke Simcox rides out the whole third period for the win. Gives Coach Biff Walliser a big hug. He's a happy guy for Central Mountain, your Pennsylvania state champion.
Central Mountain had a titles last year in Dalton Perry, this year Luke Simcox. Biff Walleyser was a state champion. For Baudigal Nittany, they were part of the merger to create Central Mountain. Biff, a two-time state champion.
Let's take a look at some of this scoring action. I guess there was only one scoring action in this with that 1-point escape, but that was enough to do it for Simcox. He's battling here. Gets his escape, and that's the point that wins him the state title, but wasn't really that point that won him the state title. It was that tough ride. There you see that call that was out of bounds. Simcox stays with it and is fired up for that state championship. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back to see our medalists at 127 pounds.
Finishing fifth from State College, Hayden Cunningham. Finishing fourth from Nazareth, Tahir Parkins. Finishing third from Council Rock North, Aaron Cement.
Too many Red Bulls.
Coffee, Red Bull.
Your state runner-up at 127 pounds from Cannon McMillan, Andrew Penny. And your PIAA AAA state champion at
127 pounders on the award stand. Benjamin Finelli of Easton was 8th. Michael Turry, West Scranton, was 7th. Seamus Mack of Hempfield was 6th. Hayden Cunningham, State College, was 5th. Tahir Parkins, Nazareth, was 4th. Adam Cement of Council Rock North was 3rd. Andrew Binney of Cannon McMillan is your runner-up. And Vinny Kilkeary of Greater Latrobe is your state champion. 3-time champion. He is the 54th in history to win it 3 PIAA state titles.
139-pound AAA state final. Pearson Manville from State College, the junior, 31-2 on the season. Colin Rath, a sophomore, 37-1 on the year.
Manville, returning PIAA state champion, 204-15 in his career. And you're going to have to remember he wrestled at Shakopee High School in Minnesota. He was 3rd prior to coming to the PIAA. Colin Rath, 61-3 on the season. Both these guys, Northeast Regional Champion for Rath, Northwest for Manville. Manville 2 weeks in a row beat Dalton Perry. That was who Rath knocked off in the championship semifinals.
Yeah, and Rath just really controlled the match against Perry the whole time. It was a low-scoring bout, but just really impressed by Rath's hand fighting. Honestly, Perry didn't really come close, I didn't feel like, to get into the legs. Rath just tremendous job hand fighting, moving his feet, and really controlled that match from the first whistle.
Escaped the Rock Championship Finals on January 15th. It was Colin Rath, a 3-1 decision over Pearson Manville at Council Rock South.
Peeking at the team scores, that win by Simcox moved Central Mountain up into the 5th place spot. State College, you see Pearson Manville out there wrestling for State College, currently in 4th place, right behind Waynesburg, who is in 3rd. Once again, you can check out all of this stuff. Get into Flow Arena. Check out the team scores. You can follow along as you're watching. Also, after we're done with the broadcast, always go back into those brackets, live archives. One of the best things about FloWrestling.org, I feel, is those brackets interactive. You can go back and check out the bracket, click on the match right away. You don't got to go cruising the internet trying to find video links and all that kind of stuff. It's all right there for you to watch, and there's tons of great matches to go back and watch after the weekend's over. Manville kind of stuck underneath, controlling both elbows. So, end the period, scoreless. Neither wrestler really close to scoring or taking a risk to do so. Rath gets his hips out in a high turn. Manville stays with him with the claw. Rath close to the reversal. Manville tries to fight out of it and only give up the escape, but unable to do it. Rath gets the reversal, and he's got that Turk leg. We'll see if he can elevate the foot and try to turn the hips of Manville. Loses the Turk, but looks like he's going to settle in with the figure four high up on the thigh. Leg slips out as Manville able to build his base. So Rath with the reversal. Tough on top. As I mentioned, controlled the match against Perry in the semifinal, and this is another position where he controlled the match. Didn't really come close to turning Perry, but just did a really nice job on top, riding Perry out and not giving him a chance.
Pearson Manville's rivalry with Bethlehem Catholic. He wrestled Tyler Kasak at Escape the Rock last year. It was a win by Kasak in that semifinal. Then in the semifinals here in Hershey, Kasak clung to a 1-0 lead. Manville able to step over, pick up the reversal right to a fall.
Took the roof off the place. I was lucky enough to call that match, and just so exciting. So picked up the pin.
Couple different ways you can measure like an all-time great season. Dayton Pitzer, most dominant, but what Colin Rath did this season, the level of competition that he beat, his hit list this year, he defeated New Jersey state champion, he defeated 2 national prep champions, a West Virginia state champion, Ohio state champion, Tennessee state champion, 3 PIAA champions are all on his hit list this season.
And Manville tried to go head in the hole front headlock. Rath able to come up to his feet. 15 seconds to go in the second period, but Manville has Rath's head underneath the chest. We'll see if he can snap him down. Tries to go head in the hole again. Rath able to counter. Now he's on the leg. Short time remaining. He's got 3 seconds. And I don't know. I think Manville bailed out of that position a little quick. With that little time, maybe he didn't realize how short a time there was.
I don't think he understood the situation, that all we need to do is chest wrap for another half second.
And a 3-point lead for Rath. And man, does that change this match. Before it was going to be 2-1 going into the third with Manville underneath. Now 4-1.
And sometimes from the corner, you may think that, yelling short time and getting your wrestler the information is a little bit overkill, but just knowing how little time is left on the clock would have been huge for Pearson Manville.
Yeah, I mean, Rath was going to get that takedown, but I don't know if he was going to get it in time if Manville would have kept fighting in that position. But doesn't matter now, as Rath's got the points on the board and he's up 4-1. But Manville gets to his feet. He's going to get the escape, makes it 4-2, and he's within striking distance. And got some blood time for Rath. Karam's hot about something. Kind of talking back and forth with Rath. Comes in hot to this blood timeout. So he's in Rath's ear about something in the match and talking strategy. Probably not happy about a position maybe that Rath was in that they probably talked about staying out of.
Colin Rath comes into the weekend ranked number 3 in the country. Pearson Manville, number 9. Colin Rath's 1 loss in the season. Cannon Webster, that was a match that he was leading 4-1 going into the third period. Gave up 2 third period takedowns. Webster currently ranked number 1 in the country. That's up at 145 pounds.
Jeff Karam coaching hard during this blood timeout. Just letting Rath know you got a 2-point lead, but you're still in a dogfight. Pearson Manville will not stop until there's zeros on that clock, so it's going to keep coming at you. Manville punches in right side, underhook. Rath clamping on the elbow. Manville to 2-on-1 for a short time, but Rath's good. I mean, that's part of his hand fighting. That's why he's good at hand fighting. He doesn't stay in positions that he doesn't want to be in. He doesn't let guys control the tie. When you let your opponent control the tie, they get comfortable firing off shots, but Rath never lets his opponents get comfortable, as he's always trying to improve his position, and he wants to be the one controlling the ties. As Manville in on the 2-on-1. Rath able to turn that into an underhook momentarily. 40 seconds on the clock. Rath hanging on to this 2-point lead. So we're going to get ready, I'm sure, for a big sprint here by Manville. He's got 20 seconds left. Trying to go underhook. Rath wisely turns inbounds. Manville goes for the arm spin, kind of a desperation shot. Rath ends up on the leg, and that's the match. Colin Rath takes care of business again for Bethlehem Catholic, 3 for 3 in the finals. Colin Rath, your state champion from Bethlehem Catholic.
You see Pearson Manville. This guy showed a lot of good sportsmanship at Escape the Rock in that championship final as well. A lot of mutual respect there. Bethlehem Catholic and Manville. He's had some great rivalry over the years.
Go ahead and take a look at some of these scoring highlights from that 139-pound bout. It's our 6th match of the evening. And we have 13 weight classes here in Pennsylvania. And there's Rath. Run through and chase that takedown.
And the transition there right to that bottom leg turret. Just high-level stuff.
Yeah, and here was that takedown right at the end of the period. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back to see our medalists at 133 pounds.
In 6th place, from Wallenpaupack, Gunnar Myers. In 5th place, from Bethlehem Catholic, Cal McIntyre. In 4th place, from Hemphill area, Ethan Lieben. In 3rd place, from Pine Richmond, Anthony Ferrero. Your runner-up from Thomas Jefferson, Maddox Shaw.
133-pounders on the award stand. Gabriel Ruggieri, Connellsville was 8th. Gavin Sheridan, Boyertown was 7th. Gunnar Myers, Wallenpaupack was 6th. Cale McIntyre, Bethlehem Catholic was 5th. Ethan Lieben, Hempfield area was 4th. Anthony Ferraro, Pine Richland, 3rd. Your runner-up, Maddox Shaw of Thomas Jefferson. And the champion, Luke Simcox of Central Mountain, taking the top of the stand.
145-pound state AAA final. Marquee matchup of the night. We have Mac Church. He's a senior, 35-2 on the year. Got a little stoppage here for an eye poke. Colin Guy, the sophomore from Quakertown, 48-0, undefeated. It's going to be a good one.
Colin Guy, 93-7 in his career, a fourth-place finisher last year. Really had a monumental tournament at Escape the Rock, ran off 3 top 15 wins in a row, beat Sam Cartel of Western Reserve, also beat Julian George of Christian Brothers Academy in the championship final. Mac Church, 151-12, two-time PIAA state champion. He was third, first, and first. And Church is going to get called for hands to the face.
And you know what? I think that's warranted. I mean, he took his hand right into the face-eye area of Guy and just pushed off of it. We saw the hands to the face in the first 10 seconds of the match, but that was definitely blatant. So referee stepping right in, saying you can't do that. So Guy is on the board first with the penalty point, but now it's Church on the legs. Guy really tough to score on. You're going to see some high-level defense in this match.
This is the situation I've been waiting for. Church, that's his leg shot, head inside single. This is Guy's wheelhouse. He's very difficult to score on. Strength versus strength. Who's going to win that matchup?
It's interesting that front headlock situation that Church has. Doesn't have the arm, and he's got that right arm wrapped around the throat. Well,
he likes to go football grip, and then he's going to transition right off to his dresser dump whenever he takes the hand from the back of the head to the tricep.
Quakertown coaches are still telling that ref Church is still getting on the face. They want him to stay out of that area, obviously. It's a really good setup, though, when you can jam a guy in the eyes and get to the legs. So short time to go in the period. The only score is from the penalty point for the hands to the face. So Colin Guy gives his coaches a thumbs up. He's ready to go here in the second. Choice for Guy. Defers. Mac Church gets set up underneath. Church has been a fun guy to watch wrestle through his career. Definitely going to miss watching him here in Hershey. Came on the scene in a big way as a freshman down at 106.
And talking to Kyle Sheftick, that was a big point of emphasis. Mac Church gets away from everybody, says where he struggles very rarely is with leg riders. He was afraid that Colin Guy was going to be one that caused some problems. This quick escape for Church, positive for the Waynesburg camp.
As I mentioned, you see that a lot out of guys. Church starting his career at 106, ends up here at 145 as a senior. So stoppage there. Church must have signaled injury time to the official. Not sure exactly the timing on that, but the crowd doesn't like it. I've never seen a guy take an injury time where the crowd actually does like it. So a lot of boo birds here in the Giant Center anytime you got that whirly bird finger going for the injury time. But that definitely looked like a potential scoring situation for Guy.
Talk about a bad time to pull the brackets up to give you Mac Church's path to this championship final. But I was doing it. It was a fall by over Dalton Monger of Pottsville in 244, a technical fall over Aiden Swan of Cocalico, and a 6-0 decision over Asher Cunningham. We're going to get a look at this on the replay.
Yeah, so we'll get back to live action here. 1:11 to go in the period. So unfortunately for Guy, not able to score in that last Little flurry. He's got to try to find a way to get to the legs again of Church.
Colin Guy on the way here. 5-1 over Charlie Scanlon in the opening round.
Ooh, Church on the leg. Tries to step over, and again, Guy, excellent defense.
And Church is complaining that he wants a scissor call. It's a draping scissor when he's touching there. I don't think you should make that call. And if you want to watch the final against Julian George of Escape the Rock, Guy puts on a clinic. He ended up coming out of 2 scrambles there that I was left wondering how, and that is my wheelhouse as far as technique and understanding positions. And I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that several times to figure out what happened and how Colin Guy scored that takedown.
20 seconds to go here in the second period.
Finishing out Guy's path, an 11-2 major decision over Nico Taddy of West Allegheny, and then a 5-3 decision over last year's runner-up, Matt Repos. Church beat Repos in last year's final.
Mentioning how impressed been with Church's career here at the Giant Center. Big third-place finish his freshman year, 2020, and just a crazy bracket at 106.
And you saw some hesitation with Guy. He lost to Sam Cartel at Super 32. He beat him at Escape the Rock, and it was a situation where he said he got turned at Super 32. And it looked like he was a little reluctant. And Mac Church is pretty good on top of the cross wrist. He goes down and gets away.
I mean, it was a deserved penalty point, but that penalty point is huge because if the score is 1-0, there's Guy. I think Church is going to work a little bit harder on top, but Church, knowing the situation, just kind of let Guy free. Got Church on the legs and Guy defending once again. Church stands up. It's going to be potentially dangerous.
He switched off to the other leg, which has kind of put Church in a bad position. But if you stick on the same leg that you attacked to begin with, you need to drop him trapped arm side down. Then you can use your top hand to isolate the bottom ankle to step over.
So Church has been able to get to the legs. And there it is again for Church. And he's going to be on recovery time. He gets 2 minutes if he wants it on recovery time.
That's the wrong signal there. Do you get recovery time on a technical violation?
Anytime there's an illegal move hit, you're going to get recovery time.
So he went finger up rather than finger down.
Right. So finger down is recovery time. And that doesn't count against Guy. Remember in high school, second injury time, opponent gets choice, but that doesn't count towards this at all as he gets some time to kind of collect himself.
And, thumb right in the eye there on the replay.
So Church, I mean, that's something you got to clean up. At the high school level, you're not going to, every referee's not going to see that. Obviously, this guy's all over it tonight, but not every referee's going to see it. College level, you're going to get called for that, especially at the Division I level where he's heading at Virginia Tech. Officials are going to be looking for that kind of stuff, so got to make that adjustment. Get his hands out of the face as Guy up 3-1 now. Church tries to throw by. Guy grabbed the leg for a second. Out of bounds. 44 seconds to go in the period. I mean, you hate to see a match kind of decided on penalty points, but I believe they've been warranted so far.
There's Mac Church looking for his dresser dump. Definitely one of his go-to, that knee pop, trying to cartwheel over. You cannot jump over at the high school level.
And Church grabs on the singlet. So that's another penalty point for Guy. So it's actually going to be 6-1, I believe is the correct score.
1-1-2.
And there's
the third penalty is 2 points.
Oh, you're right. Yep. So there's the win for Colin Guy. Very unconventional, but well-deserved. Colin Guy from Quakertown, sophomore state champ, undefeated on the year, takes care of business. And Colin Guy just showing that high-level defense. There's some offense from Colin Guy. Gets the lat drop on the coach. So Colin Guy gets it done.
Saw a big contingent of Quakertown down above the bullpen. They're greeting Guy as he makes the jog off the giant center floor.
So we'll see some highlights. So there's the escape for Guy. Probably see an eye poke here. Yep, there's the thumb to the eyeball. I think that was the second one on Church. And then here the jump over. And there's the singlet grab for the third. And the biggest highlight, the old lateral drop on the coach. So we'll be back here shortly with medals at 139 pounds.
Finishing sixth from Hickory, Connor Saylor. Finishing fifth from Trinity area, Blake Reiner. Finishing fourth from Hetfield area, Eli Carr. Finishing third from Central Mountain, Dalton Perry. Your state runner-up at 139 pounds from State College, Pearson Manville.
£139 on the award stand. Elias Long of Central York was 8th. Nate Roth of Greater Latrobe was 7th. Connor Saylor of Hickory was 6th. Blake Reiner, Trinity area, was 5th. Eli Carr of Hempfield was 4th. Dalton Perry, Central Mountain, was 3rd. Pearson Manville State College, your runner-up, and the PIAA state champion, 139 pounds, Colin Rath of Bethlehem Catholic with the 4-2 decision. As you see Rath come into frame, hopping up on the top of the podium. Top 3, Rath, Manville, Perry, all have PIAA state championships. All will be back next season.
And we'll get things rolling here at 152 pounds, AAA state final. In the state of Pennsylvania, we've got Ty Waters, a senior, 38-0, undefeated on the year, firing off a shot, gets to the head outside, cracked down, tries to keep the shoulder buried. Garvik locked in the crotch, tries to elevate. That's Ryan Garvik from Central Dolphin. He's a junior, 49-3 on the year, and right now he's trying to defend this shot of Waters. Waters sits on his butt, doesn't allow Garvik to grab any ankles. Waters loves to scramble, doesn't mind being in these positions whatsoever. Garvik hanging on the ankle. Waters just needs to get his foot back to be able to get that 2. Garvik clinging to the leg to the chest. Now, we did see this called 2 earlier tonight, which I didn't love. Garvik just clinging onto that foot, hoping for the stalemate.
And great work by Waters. He knows he needs to get weight on that foot.
And now Garvik able to pass the foot. So we end up with a stalemate situation. So good little scramble to start the period. 50 seconds to go in the first.
Ryan Garvik, 1-12-13 in his career. South Central Regional Champion this year. He's been a qualifier and was runner-up last year. Last year he was runner-up up at 160. This year down at 152. Ty Waters, 97-8 one season. He missed his sophomore year with an injury. He's been a qualifier in 2020 and a PIAA champion a year ago. Had that epic rivalry with Finn Solomon of Franklin Regional.
Waters on the shot, has that arm. Fireman's carry situation. Just needs to pop the head. Able to do it and gets the takedown. So Garvik, I think, wisely bails out on that position. Doesn't want to give up any back points. But big takedown for Waters at the end of the period. Ty Waters, as you mentioned, state champion a year ago, trying to finish off his scholastic career with another state title before he heads to West Virginia. Coach Flynn has been making his rounds to West Allegheny. He's picked up 2 good recruits from that school, and we'll see the next one in Sean Taylor up at 160, a teammate. Taylor just a junior, though. Waters a senior. Nice little switch attempt there by Waters. Not able to get the switch, but was able to use that position to get his escape. Garvik kind of takes a little half shot. Waters puts him down on the mat a little bit more. Garvik snatches the leg. We'll see how he can finish. But just because you have Waters' leg doesn't really mean a whole lot. As Waters able to beat the shoulder initially, Garvik trying to get his shoulder back down. So funky scramble here. Try to keep those feet on the mat. End up at a stalemate. So halfway through the second period, 3-0 for Waters. We've seen some funky scrambles so far, which is exactly what we were expecting here.
Ty Waters, a lot of bonus points en route to this championship final. He picked up a technical fall over James Geiger of Easton in the first round. Pinned Michael Dugan of Boiling Springs in 3 minutes, and pinned Dagan Condomini right at the very end of the first period.
And there's Waters working his way through that scramble and picking up a 2-point takedown.
The fall against Condomini, do yourself a favor, go back in Flow Arena, get to that match, watch the scramble. Waters was in a little bit of trouble. He realized he was almost pinned from a uncontrolled position. Switches off, goes seated flying cement job. And yes, we're using Pennsylvania terminology, and we're going to go back a la Mike Tomsic. He pinned Jason LaMotta in a final, I believe it was 92. I'm going off the top of my head with this, but Mike Tomsic, always flying cement job, and he did it from the seated position against LaMotta. Same thing happened for Waters, pinning the Concrete Kid.
And Waters does a nice job just to finish out that period on top, drop down to the leg to continue that ride out. Maintains a 5-0 score. So we start the period with Garvik underneath. Nice shot by Waters, 2 legs. Not able to secure the takedown yet, and there it is. 2 more points up on the board for Waters, 7-1. We go out of bounds. West Allegheny coaches are telling him, just cut him. They want him to wrestle from his feet. They probably enjoy watching his scrambles just as much as everybody else. And Waters does just what the coaches had asked. Lets Garvik up to his feet. Makes it 7-2. And Waters' attack rate has not slowed down with the 5-point lead. Doesn't matter to him. He's got a right side underhook, good head position. Goes far ankle. Chases it down and gets the 2-point takedown. 9-2 in favor of Waters. Looking for more.
And watching this domination by Waters, I'm going to take one last chance to plug the 2020 weight class of 106. What an epic weight it was. Kilkiri won. He goes on to win 3 state titles. Van D won a state title next year. Mac Church, we just saw him finish his career. He went 3-1-1-2. Tyler Kasak won a state title and was 3rd. He chose to forego his senior season. Carson Wagner was 6th. We saw him make a final tonight. Sean Logue, Nick Allison, and then not placing in that tournament, Hayden Cunningham, Ty Waters. So just unbelievable weight class, and this is going to be the last of that, as those guys are all graduating this year, and Ty Waters, your heaviest of those participants from 106 in 2020.
Yeah, taking a peek at the team scores, West Allegheny currently in 7th, but the win here from Waters, they're going to bump up to 5th place. And they will finish in 5th place. As Central Mountain Quakertown doesn't have any more wrestlers, but it's Ty Waters from West Allegheny with another state championship. Goes over and gives the coach just a simple handshake, no lateral drop there. Ty Waters, a senior, goes out on top. Pennsylvania state champion. So lots of scrambles in that match, just as we suspected. Ty Waters, a treat to watch. Last match here on the Giant Center floor. So there's that dump situation, able to come out on top. Garvik almost comes out the back door, and Waters uses his left leg to knock Garvik off balance. Gets the 2, just a clean double and a nice finish. Garvik trying to elevate, but Waters ready for it. Picks up the takedown. So Ty Waters dominant in his win. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with our medalists at 145 pounds.
Let's meet our 145-pound AAA place winners. In 8th place from Calico High School, Aiden Swan. In 7th place from West Allegheny, Nico Taddy.
And going to be a little bit of a delay as the medalists are a little bit slow getting to the podium. We were talking about the possibilities of Ty Waters and Jordan Titus play wrestling in that West Virginia room. You know, both guys excel in that Jonesy tilt position, and it'd just be a pleasure to get in there and stand up against the wall and watch those two roll around. Now getting to our medalist at 145 pounds, Aiden Swan of Cocalico. He's your 8th place finisher. Nico Taddy of West Allegheny was 7th. Jake Dune of Nazareth was your 6th place finisher. Griffin Walliser, Central Mountain, was 5th. Asher Cunningham of State College, your 4th place finisher. Matt Repos finishes off a 4-time medalist. He was your 3rd place finisher with the 1-0 decision. Matt Church, 4-time medalist as well, 3-1-1-2. And the champion, Colin Guy of Quakertown, with the 7-1 decision.
You're going to look at two familiar foes pacing back and forth on the Giant Center mat. 2 District 7 wrestlers. They've met a few times this year, but tonight it's going to be for a state title. Evans looks focused and ready to go.
Congratulations, Colin.
Looking for an opportunity to become a back-to-back state champion.
Medalist.
Get our look there at Colin Guy on the top of the podium for Quakertown, sophomore state champ. But we'll turn our attention back to the Giant Center mat as we have our 160-pounders and a caution, a whistle on another mat. Not exactly the cleanest start to 160 pounds, but we've got Sean Taylor from West Allegheny, another West Allegheny wrestler here. He is 37-2 on the year. As I mentioned, District 7 versus District 7. He is taking on Dylan Evans from Chartiers Valley, 36-4 on the year for the senior.
Southwest Regional 1 versus Southwest Regional 2. It was Sean Taylor in ultimate tiebreaker 3-2 a week ago. He owns the series lead this season, 3-1. He's got 2 tiebreaker victories, a 4-2 decision, but it was Evans in the South section in District 7 with the 3-2 victory.
Taylor trying to fight for position with a 2-on-1. Evans clears out of it, and we're 1 minute into the first. Really impressed with Taylor this tournament. Fun to watch. Good athlete, good technician. Coaches for Chartiers Valley want that stall call.
Bill Evans, double vested interest here, and we've seen it all night long. Fathers being the head coaches, you know, right from the get-go in AA at 106, Josh Deputy and Dominic Deputy. Seen Denny Hare coach both his sons.
And Coach Evans trying to get in the ref's ear right away, because this is one of Dylan Evans. I mean, this is what he does. He likes to control matches, control the hand fight, always driving in. Coach Evans wants him, the referee, to understand that, hey, make Taylor stay in the middle. As we end in the middle in the first period. So scoreless first period. We'll have the coin flip. Taylor wins the toss, elects to go underneath. He's going to try to get on the board first with an escape or a reversal.
And often I'm against like the automatic go bottom, but with the history that you have of these two, you have an ultimate tiebreaker match. You have another tiebreaker too in the first bout of the season that they wrestled. This is one where I think putting that first point on the board is actually an important piece.
Well, and these guys are so familiar with each other. They know what they're getting into when they choose bottom. You know, sometimes if you're not sure what your opponent brings in the top game and you just quickly go underneath, it becomes a problem. Evans trying to drive forward. So we go out of bounds. The Chartiers Valley coaches are getting a little bit more aggressive with their requests for a stall call.
And there is an art to it. You make it known and then you let off. Whenever you continue to press and almost like you're showing up the official, they are more reluctant to call it.
And the referee just had some words with coach saying, hey, stop it. I don't want to hear any more out of the corner. Taylor able to circle back inbounds as they go out of bounds. 48 seconds to go in the second period. Now head in the hole for Evans. Transitions to a leg, head outside. He's got time, but does he have the space? They go out of bounds. Unable to take advantage of that position. Get the takedown with 22 seconds left. We'll get a restart in the middle.
And talking to several people about this matchup, that's been the scenario that Evans has gone to the leg, not able to finish. Taylor just so difficult to put on the mat once you get to his leg. Taylor en route to this championship final, a fallen 526 over Adam Rowan of North Allegheny. Technical fall 21-6 over Brett Barbush of Mannheim Central, and then a 3-1 decision over Bekru Sajradinov of Council Rock South.
So Evans able to work to his feet, controls the hands, and gets an escape point of his own. So that's going to tie things up 1-1 early in the third period.
Talk about Waters and Taylor going to West Virginia. We saw Grant McKay of Laurel, a Pitt commit, as well as Dylan Evans. So we got a little 4 guys, 2 or 3 of them at the 160-pound class, 1 at 152. Could see them in the backyard brawl for several years.
And Dylan Evans had a close semifinal 2-1 where actually he won on a stall call. He's doing much like he's doing in this match where he's winning the hand fight. He gets the tie he wants and just drives the guy backwards towards the out of bounds line. I got to call that match. I thought it was deserved in that match as Evans was really trying to generate all the offense. So like I said, I think it was escape, and then Evans won on the stall point.
And it's I think if Evans puts together a committed attack, he's going to draw that stall call, but it's just press forward, press forward, press forward. If he commits to one, I think he'll get it.
Taylor's got to recognize the situation, knowing that he's constantly giving ground, so he tried to fire a shot off right away. But it's Evans who is now deep on the leg. 30 seconds remaining. Evans has got to keep that shoulder buried in there. Neither wrestler really trying too hard to improve their position as they don't want to get out of position and give up a takedown at this point in the match. 20 seconds remaining in regulation.
Evans knew the exact spot to shut it down and go for the stalemate. Once he started to lose that shoulder, Taylor started to get the corner. He knew stalemate was the best way out.
Taylor getting his finger caught in the singlet there for a second, able to work it free. Taylor, little duck under attempt. So we'll move on to our first sudden victory of the night. 1 minute on the clock. 1 point for each wrestler. The next point will win.
And it will be Sean Taylor with choice in ultimate tiebreaker if we get there. Remember the
nice job. He had that underhook, fired off the shot. We go out of bounds. Good shot by Evans, but not able to do anything with it.
High school procedure, 1 minute sudden victory, 2 30-second tie-breaking periods. If we're still tied, it goes to a 30-second ultimate tiebreaker period, where if you ride them out, you get the victory. If you're on bottom, you need to get away.
Nice duck under by Taylor. We'll see if he can return Evans. And if you're Evans, just run out of bounds. You're going to get hit with stalling, but you're not going to give up the takedown.
Imminent scoring situation. You can call 1 point for fleeing the mat.
I forgot fleeing in high school. You're right. Yep. But here we go. No control. Forgot the high school rules for a second there, so Evans couldn't just run out of bounds. Taylor tries to go side headlock, but there's no way he's going to turn that into 2 from that position, so he wisely let go of the side headlock and just fights from the regular position.
How did Evans get out of that?
Crazy. So that was definitely our most exciting flurry of the match. Apologize for forgetting those high school rules. At college, though, guy gets rear stand, he might as well just run out of bounds.
Yes,
You're going to get
absolutely.
hit for stalling, but who cares? In high school, you can't do that, and I guarantee you that ref was going to hit him for, I mean, he was trying to get out of bounds, but he was going to get hit for fleeing the mat. Evans drops down to the leg, but Taylor able to kick away. Again, we'll wrestle that full 30 seconds, and then Evans will have choice. So Taylor hasn't won anything yet.
I wonder if anybody's communicated to Sean Taylor. And there's the stall. That changes the entire complexion of this ride-out period. Whenever Evans takes his set underneath, I'm cutting him pretty quickly. I don't want to draw another stall call. Does Sean Taylor know that he has choice in ultimate tiebreaker? Is he working that into his strategy?
So Evans going underneath, trailing by 1, needs the escape to tie. Reversal will win it for him. Again, we'll wrestle the full 30 seconds. Evans quick to his feet, cuts away, gets the escape quickly. 2-2 match. Again, Taylor's choice in the in the ultimate tiebreaker. Evans working hard. Taylor does have that stall, but he's going to really have to stall for the referee to hit him for the match to be over. Evans, like he was going to be able to snatch the leg. So we'll head to ultimate. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Taylor's choice, he is going to go underneath. No skull calls on Evans. It's the coaches.
Oh, was not on the elbow.
Not even close.
One on the chest, one on the belly. That's not going to cut it.
So good job by the coaches from Chartiers Valley, just reminding their wrestler. Again, it's like one of those things you think your guy knows, but there's so much he's thinking about. Has no stall calls, went right to that side headlock.
And they do not want stalling called in this ultimate tiebreaker period at the high school level.
Yeah, and I don't mind that stalemate at all. I mean, your referee clearly knew what Evans was trying to do with that side headlock. There's no way he was going anywhere with it. It's so hard to come out of there. When you get a tough guy just clinging on that side headlock, there's a potentially dangerous situation. Again, that high school rule, potentially dangerous when the guy's on your back and you're up on your feet. 18 seconds for Taylor. And Taylor stands up, stalling on bottom. And that's
unbelievable.
That's the match.
Unbelievable.
So that's the match. So Taylor stood up 2 times in a row.
I don't.
Referees are going to talk it out. And the real problem, I think, with this is it's called so inconsistently across the board.
He was on his way up as the leg was coming in, so to interpret it that the boots were in and he drew the potentially dangerous call, I'm going to fully disagree with this call.
It's tough. The officials are going to talk it out one more time. And like I said, I think the biggest issue is the inconsistency of the situation. So that's how it's going to end. You hear the boo birds. They're not happy with the ending. Unfortunately for Dylan Evans, he's got to hear them too, but that's not on him. Good match by Dylan Evans. He's your state champ from Chartiers Valley.
Really unfortunate there because Evans was doing a fantastic job putting the ride on an ultimate tiebreaker. I wanted to see the last 15 seconds. It takes a lot of, guts to ride a guy out in ultimate tiebreaker after he's gotten away from you several times.
Yeah, and you can see Evans talking to the coaching staff from West Allegheny. He doesn't want to win a state title this way, but stands
and there
up.
On the replay, you can see Taylor's hips are on the way up before the legs are coming in. Absolutely terrible call. I want the wrestlers to determine it with wrestling.
So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back with our 152-pound medalists.
Finishing 5th from Hempfield area, Lucas Kapusta. Finishing 4th from O.J. Roberts, Sam Gautreau. Finishing 3rd from Northampton, Megan Condomini. Your state runner-up at 152 pounds, from Central Dublin, Ryan Garvin.
152-pounders on the award stand. Griffin Gonzalez of Lebanon was in 8th place. Luke Sipes of Altoona, your 7th place finisher. Jake Daly of Bethlehem Catholic was 6th. Lucas Kapusta, Hempfield area, was 5th. Sam Gautreau of O.J. Roberts was 4th. Dagan Condomini of Northampton was 3rd. Ryan Garvik, your runner-up from Central Dauphin, and Ty Waters winning his 2nd state title out of West Allegheny with an 11-3 major decision.
The 172-pound state AAA final. Rocco Welsh from Waynesburg, the senior, 42-0, undefeated on the year. Coming out of District 7, facing a familiar foe out of District 7, Matthew Furman from Cannon McMillan, a fellow senior, record 39-5 on the year.
Rocco Welsh, Southwest Regional Champion. Matt Furman, your Southwest Regional runner-up. It's been a series dominated by Rocco Welsh. Several technical falls, a couple major decisions. And then in February, in a duel, a 14-8 decision and a 9-4 decision in the South Section Championship final.
Welsh on the leg. Again, just a kind of a weird buzz in the arena right now for that 160-pound finish. Just to kind of talk through that really quickly, it's referee felt like it's a weird rule in high school. I don't like it. I know Brock doesn't like it either. But guy throws a leg in. If the referee feels like the leg's in and he stands up and tries to cause a restart, oftentimes you'll see that call potentially dangerous, then possibly a stall call. And that's what you saw happen to Sean Taylor. The referee felt like the leg was in already and he stood up, called it the one time, and then the second time a point. You know, again, just that inconsistency. You'll see some refs do that, some refs won't. On the other hand, they'll call potential or a stalling sometimes on the top guy if the bottom guy stands up and the top guy jumps on his back. So just a weird way to end the 160-pound final, unfortunately for Dylan Evans, but still the champion nonetheless. And here's Rocco Welsh at 172 pounds, gets that opening takedown. And there's another weird high school rule with the out-of-bounds stuff. I mean, he's got a Turk leg. What looks to be like they're in bounds, but we get a stoppage and back to the middle. So 27 seconds to go. Rocco Welsh with a 2-0 lead.
Matthew Furman, 125-36 in his career. 4th place medalist a year ago. Rocco Welsh, he's a 4-time finalist, finishing 2nd in 2020 and 2021. Titleist a year ago. 159-14 in his career. He will take on Josh Barr in the Pittsburgh Wrestling Classic. The only guy named to Team Pennsylvania, I believe, at this point.
Yeah, Brock and I are looking forward to that. The end of the month out in the Pittsburgh area. Got to work that event several years, and just a fun event. Get to know the kids a little bit better, the student athletes a little bit better.
Mark your calendars, March 25th, live on FloWrestling.
Again, I'm Tim Rice along with Brock Height. Wrapping things up after a long 3 days of wrestling, a long, great 3 days of wrestling here with the AAA finals. We saw our AA finals earlier this afternoon at 2 p.m. going off, and now we have our AAA finals this evening. We've got this bout and 3 more to go. So we have 13 weight classes in the state of Pennsylvania. Rocco Welsh trying to wrap up his career with another state title before he heads off to Ohio State Nice shot by Welsh. See if he can finish. Gets both legs. Referee calls 2-point takedown. Takes that 5-0 lead.
And just Rocco Welsh, relentless on you. It's got to be about as fun as having turf toeing the line against him, you know, just especially as many times as Furman has had to do it.
Yeah, 2 District 7 seniors. Probably been battling it out since the old youth leagues. Welsh probably didn't have those sweet tattoos when he was in the youth league, though. Or maybe he did. It's hard to say. Nice shot by Welsh. He pulls single. Ends up with the leg tabled on the far hip. Reaches for the second, unable to do it. Furman tries a foot sweep from his butt. Didn't work out for him as Welsh gets the takedown. So I guess we're out of bounds. We'll head back to the middle with 39 seconds to go in the period, and Welsh with a 7-1 lead.
And it's because of the angle that Furman was taking on it, you know, it's a cutback situation. If he gets to the backside, they're not allowed to use your leg in that cutback. Oh, he took a foot to the face.
I think it was inadvertent. Furman looks at him, gives him a little tap. So he tried to kick over the head and instead kicked into the head. Welsh got a strong chin, able to handle it. Under 20 seconds to go here in the second. Welsh just total domination through the tournament as expected. Lots of bonus for Waynesburg.
Rocco Welsh, the only wrestler in the PIAA tournament currently ranked #1 in the country at his weight class.
Mentioned scoring those team points for Waynesburg. Waynesburg currently in 3rd place, 3 points ahead of State College. State College still does have a finalist in Nick Pavlechko, although he's up against Sean Kinney from Nazareth, who is the heavy favorite in that bout. So win here from Welsh is going to lock things up for Waynesburg in the 3rd place spot, which is a nice finish for them. So your top 5 team scores are going to finish off with Bethlehem Catholic in 1st, Nazareth is going to take 2nd, Waynesburg in 3rd, State College in 4th, and West Allegheny rounding out the top 5. Clock did not start, so we're probably going to run about, I'd guess, I don't know, 10 seconds off of it. So talk to the officials. Gonna knock 7 seconds off the time. Put it down to 1:31 to go in the 3rd. Rocco Welsh able to break through as a state champion last year as a junior. Well on his way to following that up with another one. Watching Welsh wrestle, we talk about guys transferring skills to the next level, and he's got a lot of skills that will transfer. How do you think he's going to do next year as a true freshman at the college level, wrestling for Ohio State?
And throughout the night, you've really talked about the level of hand fight, and that's a big differentiator at the high school level. Whenever you can hand fight at the level of a Division I college guy, you're going to have a lot of success down here, and we've seen it several times tonight. Guys have that Division I level hand fighting.
20 seconds left. Welsh looks over at the staff. They say, hey, why don't you keep him down here for the last 20 seconds? Furman tries to come up. So we go out with 6 seconds to go in the period. And Rocco Welsh is going to get it done for Waynesburg. Rocco Welsh caps off his tremendous scholastic career. 2-time state champion Rocco Welsh stays undefeated on the year. And that booing you hear is not for our finals match. That's one of the outside matches, so no booing tonight for Rocco Welsh. That's all exterior bouts going on. And there's Rocco Welsh dropping in on the double. Just want everybody in the nation not to know that Pennsylvania fans aren't horrible people. Come on, they're doing something crazy going on the outside mats. It's Rocco Welsh picking up another takedown there. Nice little knee pull single from Welsh. There's that little foot sweep attempt by Furman right before he gave up those points. See that hand getting raised, and we'll be back shortly, and we'll check out our medalists at 160 pounds.
In 5th place, Council Rock South, Berkey Sadinov. In 4th place, from Shippensburg, Dominic Fontino. In 3rd place, the Bethlehem Catholic, Andrew Harmon. Your runner-up from West Allegheny, Sean Taylor. And your champion out of Chartiers Valley,
160-pounders on the award stand. It's Brett Barbush of Manheim Central in 8th. Gavin Pascoe, Perkiomen Valley in 7th. Gavin Beck, Franklin Regional in 6th. Bekru Sadradinov of Council Rock South in 5th. Dominic Fontino of Shippensburg in 4th. Andrew Harmon of Bethlehem Catholic in 3rd. Sean Taylor, your runner-up and your champion. Dylan Evans of Chartiers Valley winning his 2nd state title in a 3-2 ultimate tiebreaker victory.
189 state final matchup, AAA division. We have Tucker Hogan, a junior from Daniel Boone, 43-0 on the season. He is taking on Cole Bartram, also a junior from Northern York, 39-2, an all District 3 final at 189 pounds.
Hogan 104-5 in his career. He's been a qualifier and 3rd place finisher in the PIAA. Bartram, he was 8th a year ago, 85-18 in his career. This was the South Central Regional Championship, also known as the District 3 Championship. It was a 5-3 decision for Hogan.
And District 3 is the only district that is also a region, just because the amount of schools in that District 3. District 3 is the Harrisburg area. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brock.
District 7.
District 7, that's right.
In the South. Well, in the AAA side.
I guess that's it. Yeah, okay.
And we get our family affair again. Coach Jim Hogan in the corner. Brick Memorial and Bloomsburg University stand out. How many does that make that have had their father in the corner?
You're going to have to double check, but my guess would be 4. Hogan fights off the shot. We go out of bounds with 34 seconds in the period. Talk about family affairs. We did have a set of brothers wrestling on the AA side. Milheim and Harner for the AA. Set of brothers, both in the finals. So scoreless first period. Just a few seconds left on the clock. And Hogan, very tough on top. He gets first choice, and he's going to go underneath. So sometimes when a guy's really good on top, they'll defer just to try to force their opponent to go underneath them or just go neutral and not be able to get that escape point. But Hogan decided to go underneath right away.
And it's really a strange choice for me, as Hogan is as good as anybody in this tournament from the top position. You take a look at his technical falls throughout the year. He just gets a cross wrist, turn, 3-3-3. And
yeah, not even throughout the year. Throughout this tournament, he's had 3 tech falls to get here. 18-2, 15-0, 16-0 in the semis. Hasn't gotten to the third period yet as he gets, not a little quick there by me. I thought he had the reversal. Doesn't have it yet as he's locked on the forearm and head. But now he's able to get it as he scoops the foot and picks up the 2-point reversal. So now we get to see him go to work in the top position. And you know Bartram knows what he's bringing from top, so he understands the urgency that he needs to try to get out. But easier said than done.
Tucker Hogan, 105 wins in his career. 25 of those are by technical fall, 49 by fall. So we've got 74 out of 105 have ended early. And it's 12 of 43 this season have ended by technical fall.
Hogan's going to have to work on another ride technique when he moves to the next level in college, because in college, when you lock on the head and arm, that's an automatic 5 count. He hung out there for quite a while as he worked on breaking Bartram down flat, but now he's got him flattened out, figure 4 high up on the leg.
And we have, getting back to that family affair answer, 7 wrestlers for 6 fathers, as Denny Hare had both his sons in the championship finals on the AA side.
Now, did you count that for 2, though?
7 wrestlers, 6 fathers. And
4 was pretty close if we count the 2 brothers as 1, huh?
And we did not count Mason Ziegler in there, as his dad's an assistant coach.
And a little off topic, but right now, Division III national finals are going on, where there's a set of brothers that are wrestling for the national championship for Division III. So talk about the sport of wrestling being a family affair. Doesn't get more family than that, wrestling your brother for a national title. Tucker Hogan with the 2-point lead in the third period. Bartram chose neutral in the third. It's a nice little counter there by Hogan. Saw that shot coming. Able just to step the leg back, come around and get 2. And now he's riding high on that figure 4. Up on the thigh, showing really good hip pressure. It's going to be hard for Bartram to build his base. He's got a minute 10 to try to find a way to score 4 points.
Those of you at home heard the fans booing the dust up. That was between Talon Hogan of Penridge and Luke Thomas in the 5th place match. Talon, the cousin of Tucker Hogan.
Like to see a stalemate called in this position, as both wrestlers are not doing a whole lot, but gives the stall on the top man. So sitting high on that figure 4, not really doing a whole lot, but Hogan will take that stall call with 26 seconds to go in the period. So it goes far, head and arm. Again, and this is that situation where I said in college, that's an automatic. You're going to be counting to 5. You get to 5, it's a stall. That doesn't mean you can't call stalling here in high school with it, as Hogan clamping on, just doing what he has to do to win a state title. And he's going to do it. Tucker Hogan, the junior from Daniel Boone. He's going to win his first state title.
And it was just a wry smile. Jim celebrating in the corner. Tucker just kind of gave a little grin.
There it is. Tucker Hogan from Daniel Boone remains undefeated on the year. Pennsylvania state champion. There's that father-son moment that we've seen a few times already here today in the Giant Center. Congratulations to these guys, both the wrestlers and the fathers. As I looked over, saw Jim Hogan give his heart a tap there. And you see that reversal from Hogan. That's really the difference in the match. He's able to score some points and pick up that state title there. Again, Bartram kind of gets extended on the shot. Hogan able to come around and pick up another takedown. So we're going to move on down to the 3rd place match, which is in sudden victory before we head to the award stand. We've got Brody Evans from Waynesburg and Hayden Packer from Jersey Shore.
We talked about the different classifications earlier and that movement. It's a 2-year cycle. Jersey Shore on the AA side last year. They're up at AAA.
Oh, a quick takedown call for Evans. Referees are going to talk about it. I don't know if that's going to hold up. And it looks like it will, but not before the old meeting at the table. So, coach from Jersey Shore is going to go over there and make his case, but not going to happen, as it's Evans from Waynesburg gets the victory with the takedown and sudden victory. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll be back with our medal winners at 172 pounds.
Finishing 6th from Penridge, Talon Hogan. Finishing 5th from Bethlehem Catholic, Luke Thomas. Finishing 4th from Central York, Macon Myers. Finishing 3rd from Nazareth, Dominic Wheatley. Your state runner-up at 172 pounds.
172-pound place winners on the award stand. Kevin Oliveria, JP McCaskey was 8th. Mark Gray of Kiski area 7th. Talon Hogan of Penridge was 6th. Luke Thomas of Bethlehem Catholic was 5th. Macon Myers, Central York, was 4th. Dominic Wheatley of Nazareth was 3rd. Matt Furman, your runner-up and your state champion, winning his 2nd state title, Rocco Welsh. Rocco out of Waynesburg with the 9-2 decision. See him making his way to the top of the podium. Four finals appearances, 2 titles for the Waynesburg senior.
215-pound state AAA final. See the first of our 2 Nazareth heavyweights as Sonny Sasso, the senior from Nazareth, 26-0, undefeated on the year. He is taking on Dylan Bechtold from Owen J. Roberts, a junior, 45-2 on the season. Sonny Sasso, as I mentioned, see 2 Nazareth guys in a row, both looking for state titles again, both undefeated. Heck of a way to end your dual meet lineup with these 2 studs, Sonny Sasso and Sean Kinney, but we get to see Sasso first.
And how many times have we seen it throughout the night, and you see it year after year, workout partners, and it's just, I hate using cliches, but I have to say it, the iron sharpens iron, and you have guys back-to-back weight classes, they work out with each other, they progress together. We saw Bethlehem Catholic take 107, 114. West Allegheny in the championship finals at 152 and 160. We see Nazareth back-to-back here at 215, 220. Sonny Sasso, your Northeast Regional champion, 96-10 in his career. He's been 7th and 1st in his 2 trips to Hershey. Dylan Bechtold, 86-11, Southeast Regional champion, 5th place a year ago. And we saw that overhook throw by Sasso. I believe it was in the championship round of 16. Go check out FloWrestling's Instagram account. Get a good clip of that one.
Yeah, and Bechtold just does a nice job, honestly, of just only giving up 2 points in that position. I thought might be going to his back for at least some near fall. 10 seconds to go in the first. Sasso, 2-0 lead. Anchored in with the leg and the wrist, riding out the period. Sasso did spend a little time down at 189 this year, but up at 215. Hasn't been tested really up to this point in the tournament. Two falls and a 12-5 decision. There's 2 more points for Sasso on the reversal to start the second period.
Dylan Bechtold, a Bucknell commit, wrestled 189 early in the season, tested the waters in January, went up right before Escape the Rock. Had a good tournament, picking up the title there at Council Rock South. And the decision paid off for his brother as well. Kind of more optimum weight class for him to be at 189. See, Dean Bechtold for Owen J. Roberts picked up a 6th place medal at 189 this weekend.
Yeah, and Sasso, not a lot of, I should say not a lot, not as many wins as you're used to seeing, but he got a late start to the year, had an injury from football that he had to recover from, so a little bit of a later start, but he was on a bonus point tear. I believe all of his matches except for 1 this year ended in bonus. Came into the state tournament with 23 wins. Bechtold tries to put some pressure on Sasso.
Everybody hears Sasso, they probably assume he's head to Ohio State. That's not the case. Sonny Sasso, a Virginia Tech commit.
So we saw Vince Kouzakis earlier in AA. Older brother at Ohio State. Here's Sandy Sasso. you haven't checked out the AA finals, definitely a few you want to watch. Sasso on the leg, but they go out of bounds. I'm not sure how the ref called that really from standing in the middle of the mat, but they go out of bounds nonetheless with 9 seconds to go in the period.
And you need 2 supporting points, and it could be a combination of either. It could be 2 from the offensive wrestler, 2 from the defensive wrestler. It could be 1 and 1. Either way, you need 2 supporting points between the 2 guys in order to stay in bounds in the high school game. Let's just go ahead and make that change to the college rule.
Bechtel gets set underneath. Sasso double thigh pry for a second. Transitions up to the claw. Back to home base with the double thigh pry. Sasso tough on top, tough in a lot of positions. Bechtel comes up to his feet. Sasso able to return him. Bechtel turns in. Wisely kind of bails out because Sasso had that claw and he was looking to lift. Still Sasso's control. You get a potentially dangerous call for the foot coming away from the body a little bit. So we're going to stop, get a restart. 30 seconds into the third period.
With the escape, we're in a 1 takedown match. We're in a 1-score match. Dylan Bechtold hanging in there with 1:10 remaining in the low single. Sonny Sasso trying to kick out the backside, and he's going to get the foot clear to secure the takedown.
So 4-point lead for Sasso. In control. Again, Nazareth finishing second place as a team. 5 medalists, 2 in the finals, 2 heavy favorites in the finals. Sasso looks to take care of business and finish things off here at 2:15 before we see his teammate Sean Kinney finishing things off for us tonight at 285 pounds. So it's been a fun night so far. Again, I'm Tim Rice along with Brock Height. Enjoying calling the action all week. Sasso just kind of gets sloppy there. Gives up a takedown. Yeah, it's one of those matches that weird things can happen when you let guys stay close, and Bechtel's done a nice job of staying close. So.
I love the gamesmanship there. You let the other guy get set. That's a Jackson Arrington move. Let the guy get set, then say, okay, well, let's stand up now.
Yeah, Bechtel fires off a shot. Sasso not able to come around behind. Goes for the trip. Sasso ready for it. So a match that, you know, it's kind of slow paced and not a whole lot going on. Gets interesting at the end. So credit to Dylan Bechtold for making it close. But it's Sonny Sasso, the 7-5 winner, becomes a 2-time Pennsylvania state champion. Sonny Sasso, your winner. Sasso takes a much-needed break and a little bit of a breather. I'm sure that match ended up being a little bit closer than he had in mind. But you get the gold medal either way. So there you get a little smile on his face. Got the job done. So we'll take a look at some of these scores. Again, there's that hip toss. That could have been big problems for Bechtold. He did a nice job of just getting out of that position. I thought Sonny was going to be able to at least get some back points there. See Sasso. The eventual reversal, able to come around with that quick reversal.
So Sammy
sweep there for Sasso. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our 189-pound medal winners.
In 5th place from Gettysburg, Tyler Withers. In 4th place, New Jersey Shore, Hayden Packer. In third place, in Winsburg, Brody Evans. Your runner-up from Northern York, Cole Bartram. And your 2023 AAA champion, 189 pounds.
189 pounders on the award stand. Kayla Marzolino of Abington Heights was 8th. Adrian Gasick, Parkland, 7th. Dean Bechtold of Owen J. Roberts was 6th. Tyler Withers, Gettysburg, was 5th. Hayden Packer of Jersey Shore was 4th. Brody Evans of Waynesburg was 3rd. Cole Bartram, your runner-up from Northern. And winning the PIAA state title at 189 pounds, Tucker Hogan of Daniel Boone. Hogan, winner by decision score, 4-0.
And we'll get set for our last bout of the evening, 285 pounds. The heavyweights going at it. Sean Kinney, a junior from Nazareth, undefeated on the year, 34-0, taking on Nick Pavlechko, a fellow junior from State College area, 31-4 on the season. Kinney comes in a heavy favorite in this matchup to Pennsylvania State medalists.
Nick Pavlechko, Northwest Regional Champion, 70-9 in his career. He was 3rd a year ago. That down at 215 pounds. Sean Kinney, 85-4. He's been 2nd and 1st. And that runner-up finish. What a wild match in the championship final his freshman season.
Yeah, Kinney just really impressive. It's been impressive since he came up as a freshman. Obviously a state finalist, but you know, coming up to have a freshman, he's a big kid, moves so well, very athletic, scrambles well.
And I was drawing a blank there. It was Nate Schoen, victorious by fall in overtime over Sean Kinney. Sean Kinney was trying to become the first freshman to win at 285 pounds. Austin Johnson tried on the AA side the very next year.
A snatch single for Kinney, gets the leg up high, grabs the head. We'll see if he can foot sweep. Got to climb up the leg a little bit more, takes a peek at the clock, wants to make sure he has time, 15 seconds, and there he starts climbing up the leg. Now he's going to treetop it. And Pavlechko did a good job to get away, but then he just kind of stopped.
I was going to say,
he was out of it.
He landed and he stuck. If he continued to move out of bounds, it would have been tough for Kinney to cover and keep his supporting points in bounds.
So, big takedown at the end of the period for Kinney. He's going to ride it out easily for the last 4 seconds and take a 2-0 lead into the next period. So on the flip, Kinney's going to have choice. He is going to go underneath to start as he looks to build on that 2-point lead. Saw a freshman win the Outstanding Wrestler down at AA. And Waters from Faith Christian. You start thinking about who might be the Outstanding Wrestler on the AAA side. So they'll make that decision shortly.
I got mine picked, and I think it's pretty clear.
Are you going to share with us, Brock, or are you going to keep it a secret?
I wanted to hear your take on it.
Dylan Evans.
You know what buttons to push. Well done, sir. But it's Colin Guy. Quakertown, you knock off Mac Church, who's been 3rd, 1st, and 1st, going for his 3rd state title.
Yeah. Not against that pick, but with, again, those he's got a couple points off penalties in there, so you wonder if that's going to hurt him there. But.
True. The other option I think you have is Colin Rath. He knocks off 2 returning PIAA state champions on the way to his title.
And you know what? I don't want to put any shade on Colin. Guys win it all by those penalty points. I mean, it was what it was. And I think he showed off his skills in other ways. He showed his defense. There was 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 different times where Church was in on the attack deep, and Colin Guy just finds a way to get out of those positions. So even though he didn't, score a takedown in that match, he really did a nice job. Did score 1 takedown late. Did a really good job, though, in his defensive positions throughout that match. Kinney, 3-0 lead after that escape early in the period. We got 30 seconds to go in the second. We saw our heavyweight in the AA side and Robel as Kinney comes in on the leg. Nice slick finish. Didn't finish yet, I guess. There we get the 2-point takedown for Kinney. Just mentioning Riley Robel, our AA state champ at heavyweight. Also a talented football player, and that was his choice to move on and play football next year in college. We'll see what Kinney does. Word is that he excels on the football field. I'm sure he'll have offers for both wrestling and football. He's got another year to think about it, though. Again, only a junior. Showing the quickness for Kinney. Firing off attack from space. Now it's Pavlechko dropping down on the leg. For a second there, Pavlechko almost got enough height to come out the back, but now Kinney's got him right where he wants him. Underneath that weight, if he can just get his leg back a little bit more, maybe start ripping at those hands. Just stays patient there and stays in good position as he's able to come around and pick up another 2 points to go up 7-0. You hear a lot of crowd noise. That's not for our match. 7-0, Kinney in complete control. That's down on the 3rd place bout where people are getting excited. So Kinney still in control as Pavlechko drops down to the leg. 45 seconds. There's our stalemate. Pavlechko is going to need to get set up back underneath. 42 seconds to go.
And if you watch Sean Kinney, you can't not be impressed by his wrestling IQ. He just very knowledgeable in the positions, knows where to pull, knows where to put his weight, use the skills that he has.
So Sean Kinney, complete control of this match from the first whistle. He's been in control all weekend here in Hershey. And the junior from Nazareth is going to make it 2 in a row for the Blue Eagles. Sean Kinney, your 285-pound state champion.
Back-to-back at the end of the night tonight. It's also back-to-back for Sasso, back-to-back for Sean Kinney.
Nobody could beat those 2 wrestlers all year from Nazareth, as they both ended up undefeated on the year. Still got some action over on the 3rd place bout as well as the 5th place bout. But let's take a look at the action here as Kinney was able to treetop that, and that's where Pavlechko kicked out but didn't really move, so Kinney able to collect the 2. Another 2-point takedown for Kinney. There's Kinney getting his hand raised. 285-pound champion. Take a look at mat 3, and the winner, Schmick from Carlisle, wins it in sudden victory with a takedown, 3-1.
Leighton Schmick in the He goes with the toss.
So many coaches just getting lateral dropped tonight. They got to work on that
Carlisle,
defense.
local District 3 school. Sounded like the whole arena was behind Schmick in that bout.
Still got another match going down on the mat. Guess that's the 7th place bout.
I believe we're in concussion protocol.
It's 4-2 currently in favor of Michael Hershey from Spring Grove over Barely Schindel, and that's going to be the match. So the Spring Grove wrestler Michael Hershey is going to win it 4-2. Seemed like some kind of medical situation there, but either way, match over. And Hershey will go home with a 7th place medal. Giant Center, host of another great AAA tournament. It's been so much great action as we get ready to move to the award stand for 215 pounds. So we've been here for 3 days, AA, AAA. Great wrestling on both levels. Again, check out all these matches, FloWrestling.org. You can check out the brackets. Go back and watch those live archives. We start to get our medalists getting up on the stand at 215 pounds.
And I'm going to wrap up the family theme tonight. You got Sonny Sasso winning 2 titles. For Nazareth, Sammy Sasso, he was also a 2-time titleist. And our 215-pounders trickling onto the award stand. Owen Ott of Penn Trafford was 8th. Connor Jacobs of Armstrong was 7th. Magnus Bibla of Crestwood was 6th. Jose Garcia of J.P. McCaskey was 5th. Eli Mako of Waynesburg was 4th. John Pardo of Kennett is your 3rd place finisher. Dylan Bechtold of Owen J. Roberts, your runner-up. And it's Sonny Sasso of Nazareth with the 7-5 decision, winning his 2nd state title.
Your state runner-up at 215 pounds from Owen J. Roberts, Dylan Bechtold.
Top 10 in the team standings. Central Dauphin was 10th with 49. Camden McMillan was 9th with 50. Greater Latrobe 8th with 53. Quakertown and Central Mountain tied with 60 points in 6th. West Allegheny was 5th with 64. State College was 4th with 75. Waynesburg with 84 points was 3rd. Again, Nazareth in your runner-up position, 102.5. And Bethlehem Catholic with 139 points wins the team championship. Sonny Sasso climbing up to the top of the podium.
Fans, a round of applause for the medal winners at 215 pounds. Congratulations.
Well, it's been a great weekend of wrestling. We're going to see some highlights from the finals. That's Dillard from Bethlehem Catholic with the win, 7-1. Start things off for Bethlehem Catholic.
Nathan Desmond back-to-back major decisions in his championship finals. His 2nd title, 12-1 over Carson Wagner of Northampton.
At 121, we had Cale Nasdio from Williamsport with the decision over Mason Ziegler from Quakertown, 4-0 in that bout.
Andrew Binney made it exciting at 127 pounds, but it was Vinny Kilkeary picking up his 3rd PIAA state title with an 8-5 decision.
And at 133 pounds, we saw the wrestler from Central Mountain. This year, it's Luke Simcox from Central Mountain with the state championship decision, 1-0 over Maddox Shaw from Thomas Jefferson.
Colin Rath beat a PIAA state champion in the semifinals. He beat a PIAA state champion in the finals. He took the 4-2 decision over Pearson Manville of State College.
And at 145, this is what you were talking about, Colin Guy, possible OW, did a good job in this match of just Really some high-level defense. Colin Guy over Mac Church, 7-1.
Ty Water scrambled his way to an 11-3 major decision. West Virginia got a good one with the West Allegheny graduate.
And a controversial finish, and you'll see it here. Called for stalling with Sean Taylor from West Allegheny, and that wins it for Dylan Evans from Chartiers Valley, 3-2, an ultimate tiebreaker.
Rocco Welsh, 4-time finalist, 2-time runner-up. He picks up his second state title with the 9-2 decision over Matthew Furman of Can McMillan.
Getting up to the big boys at 189. Tucker Hogan from Daniel Boone had the decision over Cole Bartram from Northern, 4-0. Wasn't able to get any turns from top like he normally does, but still got the job done.
Dylan Bechtold tightened it up with a late takedown in the third, but it was Sonny Sasso, 7-5 for his second state title.
And at 285, Kinney was the champ. I'm Tim Rice along with Brock Kite. What a weekend at the Giant Center. We'll see you guys next year in Hershey.